get in a word from you.
बताओ कौन से 144 टूट रही? ये दादागिरी जुर्म की इंतहा कर दिया इन्होंने, हद कर दी जुर्म की हद कर दी है। ऐसे घसीट के महिला कार्यकर्ताओं को मारा जा रहा है,
कोई घिसरा नहीं जाएगा।
महिला कार्यकर्ताओं को घसीटा जा रहा है, सबकी इज्जत तार तार कर रही है बीजेपी।
सर आप मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट है, आपके साथ ऐसा बर्ताव हुआ है, क्या एक्शन लेंगे आप? क्या कंप्लेन करेंगे?
कोशिश कर रही थी, आप लोग नहीं मान रहे थे।
मैडम साइड हो, कौन सी साइड की हमने? और यहाँ देखिए 4 लोग मैडम आप।
So yes, now Sanjay Singh is saying that there are only 4 people left over here, and hence section 144 cannot be implied over here since there are only 4 people on the ground. But yes, the Delhi police is still very defiant. They have again started dragging these workers of the Aam Aadmi Party. The leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party are again being dragged by the Delhi police. So yes, the second worker has now been dragged. Now there are just 2 leaders left, Sanjay Singh and Jarnail Singh, the AAP MLA from Tilak Nagar. These 2 leaders are now just on the roads. They are still very defiant. They are saying that they are not disobeying any laws, even if section 144 is imposed. They are not disrupting it anyway, since there are only 2 people who are now sitting on the ground, and section 144 says that not more than 4 people can actually stay together and they could carry out any sort of protest. So yes, this is what is happening, this is what the law says, and this is what Sanjay Singh is trying to tell the Delhi police. But yes, Delhi police is now very defiant. They have dragged they are now dragging Sanjay Singh. They have picked him up and they are now shoving him inside the Delhi police buses. The manner in which he is being dragged will definitely raise a lot of questions on the Delhi police. But yes, it remains to be seen how does the Delhi police now defend this, because the Delhi police has been saying that they are following their orders, and in an area like the CBI headquarters, people are not allowed to protest, and they have been protesting at least for the past 2 hours. Even after several announcements that were made by the Delhi police, they remained defiant and did not move from that place. Now the Delhi police had to use this action, they had to use this light force, and now Sanjay Singh is finally inside that bus of the Delhi police. The gates will be closed and the bus would be taken away. Now the Delhi police has done its job. The orders that they had gotten to empty this entire road, they have done that now, and it seems like that the entire
Anshul, how many women workers were detained, and the accusation that Sanjay Singh was making that they were also manhandled by the police, how much of this is true?
So yes, there were a handful of women workers. It is very difficult to pinpoint an exact number of women workers, and yes, we have had those visuals on a camera as well, where a few women workers were actually detained by the male police officials, which is absolutely illegal, and that has happened. That there is nothing wrong in what Sanjay Singh had said, but I'll just try and get in a word from sir. Now Sanjay Singh has been taken away. Now the entire stretch of outside the CBI headquarters has now been cleared by the Delhi police. Now yes, the allegations that were made by Sanjay Singh were actually true. There were women protesters who were sitting here. We have had the visuals on a camera as well, where a few women protesters were actually detained by male police, and that is also absolutely illegal, and that is also going to raise a lot of questions as well. So yes, but if you could see, the protest site was here. This was the protest site in which approximately 5,200 Aam Aadmi Party workers were sitting out here right outside the CBI headquarters, and now the entire stretch has been emptied by the Delhi police. Although RF was deployed over here, but RF did not use any sort of force, did not take any action against any of these protesters. All this detaining was done by the Delhi police. However, the preparations were on that if any sort of untoward situation arises, things like the Vajra Vahan, the water cannon could come into action, and they could actually control the situation over here. But yes, this is the big piece of breaking news we are bringing our viewers, that the Aam Aadmi Party workers and leaders who were protesting outside the gates of the CBI, outside the barricades that were put in place by the Delhi police, they have now been detained. Each and every person has now been detained, including senior leaders, MPs, MLAs. All of them have been picked up, dragged, and have been thrown into buses, and they have now been detained and taken to various police stations.